Everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm wishing everyone a day full of Christ's grace. In order to keep up with the most recent information, we hope you enjoy this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Take a trip with us and watch this film through to the conclusion. The enigmatic third secret of Fatima has baffled both believers and academics for decades. This message was kept under strict secrecy for many years after the Virgin Mary gave it to 3 shepherd children in Fatima, Portugal in 1917, Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinta. Pope Francis has now made the significant move of disclosing the entire contents of this long-kept secret, making it available to the world as a warning and a guidance. Pope Francis has illuminated a spiritual message that asks for prayer, repentance, and a fresh devotion to the Immaculate Heart of the Virgin Mary by his brave decision. With its tremendous significance, the revelation calls on believers everywhere to get ready and follow the Virgin Mary's eternal teachings. According to Pope Francis, her message highlights the importance of spiritual devotion as a defense against the hardships of the material and spiritual worlds. In order for everyone to turn their hearts toward God, the Pope hopes that everyone would follow Mary's maternal advice, which is derived from a place of love and divine knowledge. Now that everyone is aware of it, this message is both an urgent appeal and an invitation to strengthen our spiritual ties in the face of today's difficulties. Pope Francis's revelation of the third secret demonstrates a pressing need for rekindled faith in addition to a symbolic vision. An angel with a blazing sword emerges in this vision, ready to wipe all humanity. However, the light of the Virgin Mary puts out the sword's flames just as it appears to be about to strike, signifying her strong protection of humanity. We are reminded of the significance of repentance and unwavering faith by this imagery of divine intervention, which emphasizes the harmony between justice and mercy. Pope Francis urges us to use prayer, particularly the Rosary, as a potent defense against spiritual threats in light of this revelation. Mary's message assures us that we can overcome our threats by seeking refuge in her Immaculate Heart through prayer and trust. A powerful message that is still relevant today was conveyed to the world when the Virgin Mary appeared to the poor children of rural Portugal at Fatima. Every person looking for a road of faith and protection can relate to Mary's call for spiritual dedication, prayer, and conversion. Following her call can help us develop the spiritual fortitude necessary to face life's challenges head-on. As Mary stressed, the Rosary helps us become closer to God by acting as a spiritual shield and a tool for transformation. Pope Francis' decision to divulge this information and offer advice on how we should react is based largely on his personal convictions and experiences. Born Jorge Mario Bergoglio, he was raised in a low-class neighborhood in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in a multicultural setting that greatly influenced his sensitivity and compassion. His lifetime dedication to comprehending and assisting people was cultivated by the principles his parents taught him, as well as the difficulties and variety he experienced in his neighborhood. He eventually chose a career of service, characterized by humility and a strong dedication to justice as a result of these early experiences. Francis joined the Jesuit order as a young man and embraced the chaste, obedient, and impoverished vows. His spiritual perspective and approach to leadership within the Church were greatly impacted by the Jesuit values of community and service. Pope Francis has continuously advocated for empathy, humility, and the rights of the underprivileged since his priestly ordination and his service in Argentina throughout tumultuous times. He has opted for a simple lifestyle even as Pope, living in modest quarters and supporting causes like environmental conservation, social justice, and helping those in need. Pope Francis's dedication to living out Jesus' teachings is evident in his life and work, especially in his support of the weak and disenfranchised. His leadership aims to provide direction for a caring, inclusive church while addressing contemporary concerns. Pope Francis serves as a reminder that love, humility, and action are at the heart of faith. Saint Malachy, a mystic from the 12th century, prophesied a series of popes that would usher in a period of extreme hardship, in addition to the third secret of Fatima. In Malachy's writings, the last pope would be referred to as Peter the Roman and would guide the church through a period of extreme upheaval and hardship. Pope Francis may be a prophetic figure, according to some commentators, because of his emphasis on humility and his ties to Saint Francis of Assisi, whose real name was Pietro. Pope Francis's address exhorts us to move from fear to faith, despite the fact that some see these prophecies as a warning of an imminent crisis for the Church. We can face any hardship with hope and courage if we prioritize prayer, repentance, and a solid spiritual basis. By doing this, the Pope serves as a reminder of the eternal strength of God's love and the guardian angel's counsel. Anyone who wants to grow closer to God and live according to Mary's teachings can access this spiritual strength. Fundamentally, the third secret of Fatima is a loving message from the Virgin Mary, urging us to live a life based on faith, prayer, and humility. Mary's motherly advice encourages us to live our lives in a way that glorifies God and strengthens us against the difficulties of our day. She is pleading for hope and salvation rather than condemnation. We can shield our loved ones and ourselves from spiritual and material dangers by being receptive to prayer and devotion, especially through the Rosary. The call of the Virgin Mary is still as pertinent now as it was more than a century ago. She exhorts us to put our faith in God and find solace in her immaculate heart. Faith gives us the courage to confront life's challenges, knowing that Mary's light shines on us and leads us to salvation. Her message serves as a reminder that prayer and faith will always bring us back to God, regardless of how hopeless things may appear in the world. For decades, the faithful have been enthralled by the revelations at Fatima, which serve as a timeless reminder of the significance of spiritual conversion and the efficacy of prayer. The Virgin Mary urged humanity to adopt a life of prayer and devotion as a protective measure when she gave the young shepherds her visions. Her message endures because it speaks to every generation as it deals with its own particular set of problems. Pope Francis has reiterated this call, reminding us of the importance of faith, repentance, and spiritual vigilance in light of the disclosure of the third secret. Fatima's message is a ray of hope, indicating that we can find courage and serenity in our religion even when faced with adversity. The instruction of the Virgin Mary emphasizes the effectiveness of prayer and the life-changing consequences of committing to God. We are encouraged to strengthen our spiritual life and develop a stronger relationship with God, who provides salvation and protection, by accepting this message. Pope Francis has fulfilled a significant task during his pontificate by disclosing the third secret, which encourages everyone to consider Mary's exhortation to prayer and faith. His choice demonstrates his dedication to openness and his wish to lead the Church to a more profound comprehension of God's message. Pope Francis has inspired followers to view faith as an active transformational force that can raise and safeguard humanity rather than as a passive state. Now that everyone has access to the word of the Virgin Mary, we are all encouraged to react with love, courage, and hope. The Pope's choice to reveal this secret demonstrates his faith's ability to triumph over fear and misfortune. By accepting Mary's summons, we can fortify our spiritual fortitude and get ready for any challenges that may arise. This is an exhortation to put your faith in God, find solace in prayer, and lead a modest, kind, and compassionate life. Through Fatima's third secret, the message of the Virgin Mary presents a picture of spiritual protection and hope. Anyone looking for direction and serenity can find sanctuary in her Immaculate Heart. We are reminded that we have the means to shield ourselves and our loved ones from life's challenges by the Rosary and a life committed to God. We are reminded that faith is a journey rather than a static state, as we consider the third secret and the timeless significance of Mary's teaching. The summons to prayer, repentance, and faith from the Virgin Mary is a loving message that provides courage and direction during trying times. We can discover serenity, optimism, and the bravery to confront any obstacles that may arise through her intercession. The third secret of Fatima is a living appeal to reaffirm our devotion to God and to live a life of prayer and humility, not just a relic from the past. Mary's teachings endure because they serve as a constant reminder that faith, love, and dedication are the keys to salvation. By answering her message, we grow closer to God and find solace in the understanding that we are never alone because of Mary's Immaculate Heart. I appreciate you joining me on this adventure. This investigation is significant and powerful because of your participation and presence. May the shared tales of our human experience inspire and uplift you until the next time.